Another edition of the Black Table Podcast. We got a good one for you tonight. I'd like to welcome everybody that's tuning in tonight. If you get a chance, I'm about to get my man up on the screen right quick. There we go. We got you on the air right now, Charlie. So if you can stay with us, that'd be wonderful tonight, bro. So I need you to sort of. No, I'm just saying we're trying to get you locked in. We got you. We bringing you up on the screen now. This is our guy Charlie Briggs. Tonight we got a very interesting story from him tonight. We're gonna hear his story, his life, some things that he's been through, some things concerning Black Lives Matter and all those good things. So, oh, there she is. There's the wonderful Miss. Wait, are you still there? All right, he's still there. He's still there.
Hey, Mr. Charlie.
Yeah. Can
Hello,
you hear
Mr.
us, bro?
Charlie.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Doc? Hold on one second. Let me make sure. Hold on. Can you hear us, boss? Can you hear us? Can you hear us, child? All right, there we
Can
go. We good to go. We good to go. Well, welcome to the show, man. We want to introduce you, welcome you to our show. We got you on the screen right now. Everybody can see. Um, and we're gonna get into your story in a minute. Let me just say hello to my co-host. What's going on, Ida? How you feeling tonight?
I'm good, baby. How are you doing?
I can't complain. I can't complain at all. What's going on, Shantae?
Hey, hey, good people.
Y'all got to excuse Shantae if it looks like a little lag, she's on the phone tonight, so she's doing it from a different way than she normally
Okay.
does it, but it's gonna be all right, y'all. Yo, we got my man Mr. Charlie on the line, and let me just give y'all a background to how I even came familiar with meeting Mr. Charlie. Um, I was at work and my coworker, um, they were so enthralled into their phone and what they were watching for the moment, and they sort of gave me a backdrop on the story. But my man was in a situation that was really deep, and I want to give him a chance to not start the story with at the ending, but to start the story from the beginning. He has a very serious story that I think that we need to hear concerning him, and I would love to get him in on this conversation while he has the time to talk to us. Thanks, Charlie, for joining us tonight. How you doing tonight, man? Man, well, let's just go ahead and get into it, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Give us a background on you, and we're gonna ease into your story and with from your child to to your current situation. So, just give us a little backdrop on you, bro. Well, okay. Could you first start off with the story about your son? Because we had the little conversation about Black Lives Matter, and you somewhat let me know that you're doing something a little bit different from Black Lives Matter, and I wanted to express your story and share your story with the people. Um, could you give us a little backdrop on the situation and how you got involved in activism and on any level? what was what was your dealing with 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 the law in that situation? How did that work out? Are you good, bro? Like we this is our podcast is 100% real emotion, real, like so be free with your story, bro. When I talked to you the other day, man, I told you, I said, man, I said, you going through something, man. I told you you're a strong dude, because this is just a part of the story. But I told you you're a strong dude because I don't think that a lot of people that I know, I don't even think that they could have um coped with uh a traumatic situation like that. I don't think that they could have um I don't think a lot of people would have been able to keep their cool with that situation. What do you think um kept you leveled through that time? Okay, listen, I'm hearing some people telling me that they're having an issue with hearing you. So what I want you to do, I'm going to give you the telephone number to call in. Um, okay, okay. The telephone number is 605, and I'll just text it to you as well. Let me text it so make sure you got it. So and I want to thank you. What you say? It's 605 313 5909. Gonna ask you for an access code. Let me know when they ask you for the access code. And I apologize for everybody that's saying they can't hear the story. I want everybody really to stay tuned and to take this story in. Uh are you there? 7671 £749. I think I just heard a click on the line. Can you hear me? Okay. All right then, y'all. Hold on. Let me go ahead and kill the screen right quick. All right. For everybody that was can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear him now? Ladies, can y'all hear him? Say something to me, boss. I think we just lost him. Oh my god. Y'all stay y'all work with me. Hold on one second, man. I'm about to text him the number and make sure that he has it, man. Because I think something went out on the line and I don't know what it is, and I'm trying to be cool tonight. But tonight's story is a traumatic story. And we have a young man that he lost his son to street violence. He took it to the police, and the police actually did not come to his aid the way that we would.
Can you hear me now?
We hear you perfectly. There you go, boss man. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so quickly for everybody that's just tuning in, because we had people saying that they couldn't hear you at first. Could you just give us a real quick recap of what we discussed about, what happened with your son, the police involvement, and then we're going to go ahead and expound on the conversation from there.
Well, on February 28th, 2021, my son was murdered on the south side of Chicago. I had by my street involvement that I had for so long, I was able to solve this murder in a day. I had videotape, I had witnesses, everything. The people who did, I actually had their name, pictures, and everything, and I gave it to the police. And it's like they just tried to turn my son into a cold case, So, I have a real problem with the police.
They never gave you, they
I don't
never
think,
gave a reason or explanation to, like, what did they say to you, bro?
man,
Like that's
nothing.
that's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. What was the conversation that they gave back to you once,
We investigating, so we need to call. We need to you need to keep calling. So we investigating. We don't have nothing. I'm like, I gave y'all everything. Like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all ain't got nothing.
So wait a
But
minute.
that's what they keep telling me, man. We investigating, so you got to call back.
All right, so everybody that's just tuning in, my man's son was murdered. He had the videotape of the murder, turned it into the police, and the police still have not solved the case. That's just a wild story to be like. Usually in most
Yeah,
shootings and
man.
most conversations, we never find any evidence. It's the lack of evidence that sort of keeps a case from being solved, right? I'm trying to wrap my head around
Right.
how the police can have the evidence and not respond to that. Shantae, do you have anything to say to that part of this beginning of the story? You're muted, baby. I can't hear you for nothing in the world. I can't. We got technical difficulties tonight.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Come on, you talk to me. Shantae, reboot and
Yeah,
see
yeah,
if you
you
can come
know.
back in and check your microphone.
You just rebuilt her system twice. Lord have mercy.
Okay.
The situation with this is kind of hardcore because here it is, you done solved your own child's murder, gave them every information that needs to be given, and they still just throw it back in your face like what you gave them was nothing. And it's sad because
Right.
they don't realize that this is what happens, what causes people to become vigilant and take justice into their own hand. Because when you don't even have somebody making it to where your child is worth even his weight in gold, that's why they say it's a problem with that. And that's why parents do what they do. They got to do what they got to do to get justice for their child.
Can y'all hear me now?
That's like,
Yeah, we hear you now.
yeah,
Right.
that's like with the Trayvon Martin. That's what the the George Floyds of this world. If you don't get justice for yourself, the justice system is actually biased. It's not blind. When they say justice is blind, justice is not blind. Justice just is a hypocrite. Is more hypocritical than anything else.
What do you think, Shantae? What are you feeling about the story so far?
At first, I am very, very sorry for your loss.
Right.
Yes.
And oh, we
I'm
hearing
hearing.
somebody.
Yeah, I'm hearing somebody lying. I'm hearing something from somewhere.
It's on hold. Your bank is reviewing it to make
Is that you, bro, in the back? Somebody talking about the bank?
your bank.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's my
Oh,
daughter. Let me
okay.
call you right back.
All right.
No, I'm talking
Okay.
about no, I'm talking about no, I'm talking to my daughter. No, I'm talking to my daughter. I'm
Oh,
calling her right back.
Okay.
uh,
I was like,
I was like,
I'm
wait
about
a
to say, I
minute.
paid all the bills for this show this month, man. Hey, what you talking about, man?
Somebody done tapped in our line, Russ.
Yeah.
I was say, Russ, you didn't pay your bill
Nah,
this
I
week.
paid my
and
bill. Come
I'm
on,
sorry, y'all.
finish up,
Yeah, that was,
Shantae. What were you saying?
Okay. Go ahead, Shantae.
I'm sorry. So as I was saying, we are sincerely sorry
Yes.
for your loss, the loss of your dear son. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Listen, where was that? Was it
Chicago.
Mississippi or Alabama where they just buried that woman's son and didn't tell her that they found him, buried him, and then dug him up again and didn't tell her that part either. This
No,
is what the police do.
that's
This
crazy.
is what the police do. And they sit up there and they want you to act like the justice, you have to let justice take its course. When has justice ever taken its course? That's what I want to know. When? For black people. When?
How did your family deal with that,
never.
bro? How what was the response of the family? Because
I really don't have my family situation is kind of crazy because I really don't have no family. It was really just me and my kids because my son mother had got killed 10 years prior, and it was just me and her. So my mom's dead, and I really don't have no family. My family is really just people I made in the street. So you know how that went. They wanted to do
turn
what they
turn up.
wanted to have their own justice. So, but I had to stop that and everything. But yeah, family was not even in the picture.
How did that? Okay, how did? First of all, okay, I'm trying to figure out how I want to go to this conversation because tell me about the organization that you are in the process of trying to put together. Because I had mentioned Black Lives Matter to you, and you was like, "Nope, I'm not that." You know what I'm saying? So I
No,
want to get
I absolutely have. Yeah, I don't mess with Black Lives Matter. They are frauds. I suggest anybody that even tries to follow them, follow the money and see what they do. They are not nothing about black. They don't care nothing about Black Lives Matter. I don't have nothing to do with them.
what was the encounter with Black Lives
But
Matter? What gave you that input or that output of thought to have that thought
because
making process?
yeah, when I became an activist out there in Chicago, I just started researching stuff. And it just was crazy to me how nothing, like you have all this money and I don't see nothing being built in the communities. I don't see no schools reopening and nothing. So I went and followed and when I followed the money, I found out what was going on. They was paying off these Democratic people, and there was a lot of stuff was going. I don't have no problem with the homosexual community. It is what it is. They do their thing. I do their thing. But that money was being sent to the gay community and was not being given to the black community like they said they was doing. You know, you want to find out the truth, all you gotta do is follow the money. You know, so you know, I can't. You know, I'm so big on. I'm unapologetically black. You know what I'm saying? So you know, when they do my people wrong, you know, I cut you off, and you know, I'm so raw on my stuff. I start bashing you and all that. So you know, I really don't. I really don't mess with them.
What is the name
You
of your
are
They
you are
organization?
just as bad
absolutely
as the
right.
government.
You are absolutely right. And there's been
Mm.
too many news stories about you know, the leader, especially because all of these branches, that one chick that she bought the big house and was supposed to have been using the house for, you know, training and housing folks and all of that, and it never happened. She ended up using that money for her own personal purchases, and it's despicable and it's shameful. And you know, at the height of everything, I bought a Black Lives Matter flag. I was gonna put it on my balcony, and when all that stuff came out,
Mm-hmm.
it and I never put it out, and I never will. I never will.
You know, it's sad that
Okay,
the organizations that we should be drawing on for help, we can't get help from. The organizations that have the
right.
name, that get the publicity, that get all of the notoriety, that but they don't do nothing. Like that is it's just so crazy to
Yeah.
me. And they keep getting funded continuously. So
That's because black folks don't stand up. We as the black community we don't stand up for our rights. We just let stuff slide and everything like that. That's why they don't like me. You know, if anybody like want to know, I was if anybody remember J. Mall Green in the mayoral race,
mhm.
yeah, I was his campaign manager. You know,
Okay.
so it's like I got all that access to the politics and all that, and I just found out of stuff, man. They don't care nothing about black people, man. Nothing.
No, they don't.
They don't care if
And
you live or die, man.
I think to answer your question, Russ, the reason why the organizations that don't do anything real, and Mr. Charles, you tell me if you agree with this. I think the organizations that put on a show as if they're doing something for us get the backing,
Yeah.
because that's what this country is built on. It's built on all things appearance and lies. So it looks good and will keep money going behind you so you keep looking good. But then the organizations that are really doing stuff don't get the recognition that they need. There's a group here in Detroit called New Era Detroit. They are all over the city. They are always doing stuff. I mean, in the ghetto, in the hood, in the neighborhoods, doing all kinds of stuff. You don't see them on the news. You don't see them getting national recognition. You know, there's new era chapters all over this country that you don't hear about, but they're doing the work. But when you got flat, that's why you got to be careful. And black people got to be real careful with flashy name recognition, because those are the ones that get backed by the politicians so they can look good and they can make it look like they're supporting us when like he said, they could really care less.
Right, right. That's the truth, man. Because, whew, the stuff I saw when I was in the midst of doing the politic run, I was, man, they just doing black folks wrong, and black folks just listening to them. And I guess, like you say, the more flashy it is, I guess black folks they just love that. But that's what hurts them in the end. Like in Chicago, we got 50 schools closed. They had promised to open up a school in my neighborhood. They had closed 10 years ago. They never did it. You know, I'm really into it with the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson. Oh, me and him enemies forever. You know what I'm saying? They just lie and they just to get the votes, and you know, black folks fall for it. You know, and that's really the problem, man. We just voting Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. You know, these Democrats worse than the Republicans.
Well, this
I
is the
don't
sad
know,
this is the
man.
sad thing about our community. We're only political when it's political time. When it's
Yes,
when it's time for the
yes,
elections, that's the only time that we hear black folks even have conversations about political conversation. And that's the only
yeah,
time that we're even brought into a political conversation. That's the craziest part. Like we are left out of We are left out of the politic realm until it is time to get the black vote. When it's time to get the black vote, oh, we hear about how bad it is in our areas. We hear about the police and what they need to do, and we hear about the funding. We hear about all these things when it's time to vote. But after the voting is done, nothing is being done. Nothing. We don't hear anything from that point until the next round of elections come around. And I think that's the problem is that us as black people have not said, well, okay, I voted for you. Now what are you going to do? Because if you don't do something for us, we're just going to move you out of office. And I don't think that
Right.
the black vote does not sustain because we don't follow politics. Our this new community is so trained not to be political that it's scary. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Ida, what do you think about that?
Um, it's hard, like you say, because when you go through the trauma of losing a black male, especially to our society, it's a big hit. Losing a black child, period, is a big hit. But when you lose your black, because there's not very many of our black males, when you lose one, it's like you're losing 10 at a time or more. Nobody sees that. People
Yeah.
look at our
Yeah.
black males as, oh, that's good. We getting rid of a sore spot in our culture, a sore spot in our country. But they don't realize that that's the next greater inventor that was born within our world.
Right.
You never know if that was going to
Right.
be the next greater one that's going to build the next surgery that can cure cancer, surgery that can cure anything within this world, and where we don't have to go through a process of people dying from illnesses and different things like that. But they like, oh, we lost another one. We we done took another one of them out, so we getting rid of them. That's a cancer, but not realizing we're not the cancer within our society or this human race. It's sometimes the other race that we're not gonna talk about. The YP people don't realize that it's not always the blacks. That's the problem. It's the others that come into and migrate within and indoctrinate. Oh, well, we got to get rid of the black males because they are the worst things that could ever be or walk the face of this earth, which they're not. They're some of the greatest kings that could have ever put foot on this earth.
Okay. Now I want to get into something that's a little deep because we've heard the tragic story from the what happened to Charlie, but what got me in tune with Charlie, and this was just such an amazing thing because from his tragedy, he began to tell me about some things that he was doing, and I start and not only am I hearing about it, I'm seeing him do it. Like I've been watching his lives. He's been out in the streets trying to make a change. I want you to explain to us your move because you're in Atlanta now, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, is that where the last situation currently just happened?
What? Tune me in. What situation?
About you being locked up down there.
Oh yeah. I came to Atlanta and just to clear my head. God told me to go somewhere I didn't know nobody, so I came to Atlanta. I have no family, no nothing down, so I'm doing it by myself. So it was a situation that the devil was trying to throw me off my square. 'Cause I was really trying to get my life together down here. I got into a little confrontation with some guys and defended myself and ended up catching the attempt murder. But it was on my side, and the whole situation was caught on videotape, and I got up out that jam. But it's just a constant fight, man. Yeah, it's a constant fight, man. Being attacked, when you're trying to do good, you most definitely got to, be aware the text is gonna come on your life. There's things that you had never thought you'd be a part of. You know what I'm saying? I never thought all the shit I did in Chicago, I never thought I would come to Atlanta and catch a 10 murder for trying to defend myself. You know what I mean? So, you know,
Is
yeah,
the is that is that
that's
a, is
just
that a situation that's still pending? Is that a case that's still
no,
pending?
it, no, they actually looked at the videotape and the videotape was so, you know, conclusive to what I was saying. It was everything what I was saying, and they saw it on video. They they didn't even the judge was like, why did y'all even arrest this man? You know, because there was like 2, 3 guys trying to jump on me, right? So you know, me being where I'm from and the stuff I learned in the street, I was able to defend myself, and I hurt one up bad. You know what I'm saying? Real bad. All right, but it was all self-defense, and the judge saw it. You know, that was the first time the law was on my side. I'm not gonna lie. The first time, man. You know, I guess it's you get one chance every now and then you make in your life, bro. You know.
You know what I find
Hey,
to
no,
you know what I find to be like ironic but amazing at the same time. In the case of your son, right? They had video and didn't
mm,
do anything. They had the
mm,
proof to get the case solved, and they didn't do anything. But in your case, the video was your saving grace. You know, like
right.
isn't that a do you ever look at that as being like like the ironic thing? Like, because I remember when I first watched you in I believe that was like your first day in lockup, right? Or it was the second,
Mm-hmm.
and I was tripping because at first when I looked at the scenery of the place, I thought you was in a crib at first. And the more I kept listening to you,
Right.
I was like, wait a minute, no. You start talking about the bed, and you was like, man, it's cold in here. And then you said, and what got me was when you turned the phone around and showed the bathroom, like what they use for the bathroom
Right.
facilities. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. I'm like, he got his, like his phone and everything. And this is what amazed me in that situation. In most states, I know in Chicago, if you get locked up, they take everything from you. They taking your belt, and you were like telling like on in the live, you was like they letting folks just walk around here like nothing, like they came in their regular clothes. And what was that experience like for you to see the differences in how the law was working?
Man, it was crazy because, like, anytime I went to jail in Chicago. In Chicago, like you say, Chicago strip you of everything. So I'm in a whole new environment down here. They walking around, the little videos you see on Facebook and Instagram and all that, people cooking in the jail cells, money. That's really going on in the state of Atlanta. They got my phone. I'm not gonna tell y'all how he got my phone in here, but I just got it.
Right.
I happened to, bump into one of the guys and it just got me. So that's how I was able to get my phone. But it's like they trying to make it so comfortable for the guys that's in here. And shout out to the guys that's locked up, man, and under this, whether you did it or not, man, how they treat you in jail is horrible. It's, the system is horrible, all that. So shout out to the guys that's in jail. But they try to make it comfortable for a black man to be locked up. That's what I saw in here. Like, dude, like y'all comfortable with this shit? Like, dude, like y'all wouldn't even survive where I come from. This is how y'all go to jail. Y'all go to jail where I come from, where y'all would be in here sick. You know what I'm saying? So it was eye opening. You know what I'm saying? It was eye opening. Just how the system work and how different, counties or states or cities or whatever govern they justice system is just really crazy.
And see, this is my personal belief. This is my personal belief, and you can feel about this how you feel about it on either side of the fence if you're a listener. When you were locked up here, you were locked up in the North, what would be considered the North.
No.
down there would be considered the South. And racism
Right.
is on a different level on the South, in the
Yeah.
South, than it is in the North. When I went to North
Yes, it
Carolina,
is.
I was amazed that I was hearing white people use the word boy talking to folks. And in my mindset, I'm like, man, I wish a motherfucker would call me boy. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? But I thought about like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
this is the normalcy of how
Right.
things are down here. And that's why, I tell people all the time, you could be a thug from anywhere. But if you get caught being a thug in a place where you're not, it's not so common to be a thug,
Right.
life can be a little bit different for you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and like I can't, like that's crazy when you said like, man, people around here chilling. They got belts on. They walking around here and like the way you described it, because I'm not gonna really, say all the things that you said. It just blew me. I was like, yo, and it
Yeah.
hit me. I was like, yo, if we don't realize that slavery still exists, they just ain't pulling out
Yeah.
whips
Say
and
it again, bro.
chains. They ain't
Say
pulling out
it
whips and
again, bro.
chains and beating us no more. They've just figured out how to adapt the slavery. And in the
Right.
slavery,
It's
in the
more
slave,
mental than it is physical.
yeah, and in that particular area of the world, they make it very comfortable for you
Hmm.
to walk in your blackness, but still be incarcerated.
Right.
That's
Mm.
explain.
It's,
Could you talk to me
it,
from that angle, real quick?
yeah, it all ties in together. It's the violence in the streets and the one really big thing that we need to conquer as black folks. I don't mean to get off the subject, but one big thing we need to conquer is this mental health. The mental health issues in our cities is contributing to this violence and everything. They know it. It's a plot by them. You know what I'm saying? It's a plot by the political leaders and all that. And I'm not just talking about white people. I'm talking about black folks too. Because I was in the political game in one of the biggest cities in
In the
the
world,
country. You
yeah,
know what
in the
I'm saying?
West.
So I saw racism toward black folks from black folks. And what's crazy, what was so crazy about it, I I barely saw any white folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is, they're not saying nothing. They're not even treating us as bad as the black folks are treating us. It's just crazy, man. It's we need to tear this system down, man. We're not gonna have nothing. All this old marching in the street and we shall overcome shit. That's not gonna fucking work, bro. That shit is dead. I don't know why black people keep doing that shit, all them, but we got to burn this boy to the ground. We the only race that hasn't had a revolution. If you think about it and look, it's never been a black revolution. The Indians fought back, the Mexicans fought back, the Jews fought black folks had never did nothing but sing in the street.
The Haitians
And
fought
when we
back.
had one leader, yeah, see what I'm saying? But black America, man, we don't take up for ourselves. And we try to sing and pray our way out of stuff. And man, sometimes you got to get your hands dirty, man. I don't condone violence or whatever, but sometimes it's a must. And when it comes to this country and the system that we have to live by, we need to, man, we need to know, we need to let them know we're not taking this no more. You know what I'm saying? The only way we can do that is, man, I hate to say it, but we need some violence, yo. This country was built on violence. That's all they know. So that's all they gonna listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my, I was doing one of my men that was running for mayor up there, J. Mark Green, he's running for mayor up there. He told me, he's like, man, you want to make a difference, bro? You got to disrupt them, bro. They got to. I'm like, what? Man, y'all got to test something up here, bro. That's the only way they're gonna listen to you. Then I started looking back at his videos and what he was doing. I'm like, damn, he was right. He's going to jail, fighting the police and all that time. And that's the only time they was listening to him. You know, they'll let you sing all day. They'll let you march in the street all day. But once you start affecting that money and then burning shit down, they gonna listen to you then. You know, but black folks don't scared to lose their Gucci bag. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to put shit on the line, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why brothers like Malcolm X and Nat Turner and you know what I'm saying, Marcus Garvey is so special to me. You know, because they was willing to go all the way. I mean, if we're not willing to go all the way, we're not gonna never have nothing. You know,
You have to
and
be
this
willing
place,
to be
I feel,
uncomfortable. You have to be
yes,
willing to be
yes,
uncomfortable. And you said something very profound. You said you noticed that the black folks was treating you worse than the white folks. Well, that means the plan is working.
Yeah.
See, you don't have to be
that,
you don't have to be white to be a white supremacist. And that's what folk need to get out of the
yes,
mindset of, right? There are plenty of
yes,
agents of white supremacy that ain't nowhere near no shades of it. Okay. And it's really important that we
mm,
recognize that, talking about incarceration, that was my biggest issue with Kamala Harris, is her as a prosecutor in the state of California. She wanted to keep low offender inmates in prison just to keep the free labor. Because remember, them people working in them jails, if they making anything, they making cents on the dollar for the work they doing in there if they're getting
right,
paid at all. And she wanted to keep that labor, so she would keep them in for low level offenses, keep them in longer than what should be. I didn't appreciate it. And every
right.
time she got called out on it, she got all defensive and got attitude. What you getting attitude for, ma'am? If you so confident in your decision, stand 10 toes down on that shit. But see, a lot of people did not
Yeah,
have respect for her because of that.
See, and I'm not trying to offend nobody. I want people to listen to what I'm about to say. In Americanized society, the prison system has become like cattling uh cows. The cattling. If you think about the old Wild West, when they would get, how would they do them? They would line them up. They had the they had the wild animals trained, right? The prison system
mm-hmm,
has become the new form. Think about it. You go to a person goes to prison, right? What are they doing in prison? They making every license plate, right? If you don't have a license plate on your
right,
car and you ride, how much do you pay for that? If you get caught with the old license
mm,
plate, how much do you pay for that? But how much are they getting paid to make it?
come on, man. Don't get
2 cents,
me started.
5 cents.
Don't get me started on
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, listen, I complain
yeah,
every week about how I'm not getting
Keyword
paid.
free
I
labor.
say I'm not getting paid what I used to get paid at my last job. Even yet and still, it wouldn't. Do you understand that some people work a whole week and don't make what you make at minimum wage at a job in a week?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
And
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 they
and
des- and they desire to they listen because they're in a place that has them stuck.
yeah.
They desire to go make that $2.
Yeah. The conditioning, people talk about, you hear some people say, um the justice system, um is it doesn't work for us. I beg to differ. The justice system is working exactly the way they designed it to work
I
against
agree.
black folk.
I
It's
agree.
actually working perfectly.
I
yeah,
agree.
Okay. The problem is, on one side, you got the politics of it, which is dirty and nasty and backhanded. On the other side, and some of y'all may not like what I'm about to say, but it is what it is. As black folk, there is a mindset that we have got to come out of, that mental
yeah,
brainwashing, that conditioning
yeah,
that told us that we can't move past what they told us we were.
Right.
At the end of the day, at the end of the day, Yes. Do we have police brutality? Absolutely, we do. Yes. Do we have racist and white supremacy? Absolutely, we do. You know what else we have? We have folk that look like us killing us. That's what else we have.
Right,
We
right.
have folk like us
You said
robbing us.
Yeah, listen. You know what's scary? You know what's crazy? When I get in my car, right, and I go anywhere, I'm not concerned. I'm keeping it 100. I'm not concerned about the white folks that live in my neighborhood because I done moved over here to get away from the
right,
niggas in the hood. When I go to the hood,
right.
I'm looking over my shoulder. I don't listen to my music the way I want to listen to my music because I'm paying attention when I get out my car who's paying attention to me. It's like I feel stalked in my own amongst my own.
The place where you are supposed to feel the most comfortable and the most secure is
Listen,
unfortunately where you don't. And listen, I love my people. Please don't misunderstand me. I love my people. I love my black people. I really do. I think we are so much better than how we behave and how we move and how we operate in a lot of cases. And I know that's not everybody. Don't come for me. I know that's not everybody. But it's so many of us. It's so many of us. And there are choices. There are choices that we get to make about how our life moves in some way, shape, or form. So it's always going to be a twofold conversation, right? It's yes, there's a system that is big and that is set up for us to fail, and that is no lie. How much are we feeding into that system is the question.
that's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good question. Okay,
Right.
give us the name of
Let me
your
tell y'all. Let
organization
me
one more time.
Hold on. I was looking at something. I noticed when we kept saying what costs and everything. Nationally, workers produce more than 2 billion per year in goods and more than 9 billion per year in services for the maintenance of a prisoner.
Yeah, easy.
The more you have prisoners in there, the 80% of the prison laborers do prison maintenance work, which offsets the cost of our bloated prison system.
We're
Listen,
money makers. We're money
that's why
makers.
that's why listen to me, black folks. If you right now it's a difference in the law, but if you think about when dope
Mhm.
first came out, when cocaine first came out, when crack, and let me be specific, when crack came out, they gave a nigga 10 years per bag of crack.
Right.
A nigga could get caught with a whole ounce of raw cocaine and not do 10 years.
Period.
But,
If you ever
right.
if
But
that don't
remember,
make
Russ,
sense,
that was the war on drugs. Remember? The
that was
war
the
on
war on
drugs.
niggas. That was the war
That
on
you
niggas.
know it. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Because they listen. Because they listen. I don't know if you. I'm gonna ask you, bro. Because I know you from Chicago, but I remember, and I told y'all this on the show before, like around 63rd back in the day. I can't remember where the train was, but they would be like trains that would ride through the hood, but it would be one cargo sitting on the in that area. You'd be like, what the fuck is in that? And when you went in that motherfucker, it was guns. When you went in that motherfucker, it
Hey,
was what you say?
let me shut you off, bro. Well, before I forget, let me tell you about that, bro. It's all a systematic plot to destroy the black folks because, trust me, I personally found guns in a box sitting in my app.
I'm trying to tell you.
Personally hit trains. I personally hit these trains and there's guns in the back of this one. It's not no
Wait,
fake
wait a minute. Let me
shit or
ask you a
no
question.
shit.
Let me ask you a question. Were they cheap guns?
No, it's army guns, bro.
That's what I'm saying to
Yeah,
you,
army
bro.
guns out there.
So,
Like
so,
Mac and all that shit.
so my question to you, bro, is who dropped them guns off in the middle of the fucking hood, in the middle of your alley? Who do you
Oh
think?
wow.
Wait a minute. You already know who dropped the drugs off in the middle of a black community. It won't us. Who introduced it? The federal government,
But
CIA,
all these
FBI. Who introduced it? Systematic situations that cause all the issues of trying to wipe out one race.
Man, they were so slick with it, though.
it,
Listen,
it goes deep. It goes deeper than that, though, right? It goes deeper than that, right? And I found this out when I was dealing with the politics.
Talk to the phone just a little
Your
clearer. Talk to the
aldermen,
phone just a little clearer, bro. You're a little bit out the phone.
yeah, your aldermen, and everybody say city council members and all that. They have the exact train number and the exact position
Of
and
course
where
they
these
do.
guns are hunt. So it's got so bad that and the majority of our aldermen and city councilmen are what color? Black.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not even the white folks dropping it off. It's the black folks dropping it off.
Let's
And
get
I
deeper.
found that out.
Let's get deeper than that.
Even in that politics.
Let's get deeper than that, though. Once they drop them off, they increase the police in the area to swoop down on the people that got them.
Shit, not in Chicago.
No, but
Not
what
Chicago,
I'm saying
bro.
is what I'm saying is those areas get labeled in the news as these are areas of streets of crime. When this is where the war on drugs is. This is where
Remember, Hillary Clinton said y'all black men are super predators.
Yeah, we can't forget that. A lot of y'all don't even know that. Y'all don't even listen to what they said. Listen, politicians have gotten so bold from the aspect of speaking on camera that they say anything about us now.
And you don't, and most folks didn't listen, because if you ever listen to the orange puff man, the cheese puff looking creature, he told you everything he was gonna do,
Get off my boy.
everything.
Don't talk
And
about
the put up the orange puff man told you everything he was gonna do and how he was going to do it, and that he was gonna win the presidency. But nobody listened. Donald Trump wasn't originally a Republican; he was a Democrat. He even said, "I'm going to switch over my party and win the Republican nomination and become the president." Nobody listened. He told you, he stood on his 10 toes down, told you how he was doing, when he was going to do it, and exactly everything. And what did he do? He did everything he said it was going to do.
He grabbed
and
him
then
by the
some.
pussy. That's what he
But
did.
no,
He grabbed him by the pussy.
really, Russell?
That's exactly what he did. You name one other president that has been known for grabbing a motherfucker on the pussy, being caught talking about grabbing a motherfucker in the pussy, and still that nigga got some secrets that, listen, I keep telling y'all something. It's something about Donald Trump. Donald, like, he had all these hotels and shit. This nigga been saying so many parties and knows so many niggas' secrets. That's what the problem is with Donald Trump when it comes down to the politicians. He got some secrets on niggas. Some niggas that had some nights in the Trump Plaza, and had a couple of
in the penthouse. They was in the penthouse.
They had a couple walkthrough girls come through there, and they had a little cocaine up in there, and they partied.
And you know,
Trump probably got cameras in them motherfuckers and told them niggas, like, nigga, I got you on camera. You remember 1996 when you was
going back to the with the plan. Not only did you drop the guns off and you dropped the drugs off. Remember, Ronald Reagan, you took the jobs away. So you set up the perfect storm. Remember, you closed the plants, you sent all the jobs overseas, right? You let the public school system go to shit. So now we're poor and we're dumb and we're angry and we're desperate.
You talking good tonight, baby.
And we have been fighting to get out of that hole ever since.
But one thing too, though, don't leave your boy out. Don't leave your man, Mr. Obama, out.
And I can't. And as much as it hurts me to say, I can't leave him out either.
Oh man, we can't talk about that, because we leading up to we talking about my man that's the vice president that became the president, that was right behind Obama, the one that stood there.
Mr. I'm against busing.
The one that said, I don't like you niggas, and Biden? White premises back in the day. It's crazy that y'all don't know that, because y'all
Mr.
don't
Crime Bill, Mr. Crime Bill, 1994. Huh?
I'm about to say something. Y'all don't know nothing because y'all don't want to know nothing.
Okay.
Did I just say something? Y'all don't know nothing because y'all don't want to know nothing.
Oh.
Y'all don't want to know nothing. We sitting here telling you everything that I'm telling you right now. You can go find it. I guarantee you can go find it. When I talk about the president of our United States right now, there are photos of him standing in white racist meetings And he's the nigga that stood right there with our first black president that popped up out of nowhere. Nobody ever heard of a Barack Obama. And listen, I love me some Barack Obama. Don't get me twisted. I
I do
love my brother.
too.
But y'all listen, ain't no black man in history popped up that ain't nobody know from one speech. Because that's what it was. It was one speech that everybody talked about that got him in. Oh, he did so wonderful at this speech. Nigga, that nigga was handpicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you part of the plan, bro.
He
Yeah.
was
Plan, bro. You
handpicked.
gotta have a nigga. You ain't gonna get the niggas if you don't have a nigga.
You gotta know, you gotta pay attention. Who did he come after? I'm gonna ask y'all that. Who was the president before him?
Bush,
My man Bush. My man.
Okay.
George
Okay.
Bush.
When Bush was in presidency, Bush had fucked up so bad that they said, let's put a nigga in here. And if things get any worse, we're gonna blame it on the nigga. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
But the nigga had a little sense. He had a lot of sense. They handpicked the wrong nigga. That's what I believe. They handpicked the right nigga.
They
They
didn't think he was
handpicked the
gonna
wrong
do what
nigga.
he did and how he did it. They didn't know he was gonna come back with such eloquently.
We didn't know
And
Barack
then they didn't
Obama
realize
was gonna
that
have a
was following him.
production company now and putting out his own shit. Him and Michelle been snapping on the low. Y'all don't pay attention to a lot of shit, but they got some shit on Netflix right now. Go check it out. Go check it out.
I just last night.
Now, I'm about to play something for y'all, man. Y'all know we always play a clip on this. I want y'all to listen to this.
But on a serious note, to the extent that black relationships have survived as they have, what say you about that 400 years later?
It is amazing that black relationships have lasted for 400 years. They lasted this morning. They're also going to last tonight, and you may not even know the person to whom you're going to have the relationship with. But they do tend to go over. Relationships do go over like that. And as we move into what has happened to this, I know that our relationships sometimes really reach a low ebb. That's one of the reasons why we wrote the book, How to Find and Keep a BMW, a Black Man Working. That was spelled out in there. This is very serious. Because our relationships didn't start yesterday or last week. It also started 400 years ago when those 19 persons were here. And I want you to remember something very important that one of our by any means necessary power brokers told us, and that was Malcolm X. He said, if we can only remember that you didn't land at Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on you. And it's very essential that we kind of keep this in place. And knowing that these are the things that happen, then we have to move more to change it. See, we have a system that would not like to see black males and black females together. They would not like to see that happening at all. Because once we come together, they understand the power of the strength of the black woman, the queen of the universe. They know that, her strength. They also know the power of the black male, the warrior. If you would turn him loose, he will protect also his family and things that need to be done. And because they understand that if our relationships are together, then they will lose. But if our relationships are torn up, then we can forever be treated in certain ways by the oppressors. That's why they gave us something called integration, which is nothing but the illusion of inclusion. They gave us this. They actually gave that statement. And when they gave that statement, it meant that they could go right into your homes. They went into the black homes now, the powers that be, and told us that you cannot discipline your children anymore. And if you discipline your children, you will go into jail. It's this kind of thing they told us. Now, this is amazing that, you know, the black parents who in Africa, that was out of the question. Some social worker come in there saying you can't discipline your children, the social worker would disappear. As you all know, this kind of thing would go on. You would be sitting in a place like this, and all you had to do was act up and do something wrong, and all your mother had to do was to glance in your direction. Y'all remember that? And you remember that the glance meant, don't let me have to get up and come over there. And every once in a while in the black family, there was a fool who would challenge the glance. And if you could get home over the foot, over the ironing card, over whatever, you were sent to the backyard to get something off the peach tree. And if you brought something in that was too short, God forbid that you would do something like that. But then it got so terrible in frightening us. This is why we got to take this back. And this is the best part of our action plan, is to reclaim the minds of our children. Because then they went into the public schools and took discipline out of there. So when we acted up in there, they put our boys, our black men, into something called special ed classes. And as you know, those special ed classes are nothing but holding cells until they can go to the state prison. But this is what they did. And then, the one thing that they knew, that if we can put them in prison, if we can have them convicted for a felony, then once they get out of prison, they cannot get a job because of that. They cannot get the job. And then if they happen to eke out and find a job, then they have to pay taxes on a job, yet they cannot vote, and I call that taxation without representation. And if one of the things.
Okay, I want to ask y'all what y'all think about that. Big boy, what you think about that? I want to bring my guests in here, man. What you think about that? I can't hear you, bro. You sound out the phone.
No, you say what, bro?
I said, what did you think about that?
Speaking the truth, you can't deny the truth. They destroyed the black family and, made a road switch up and one got side and protection and all that.
We hear a lot of like some paper in the background. We can't hear you that well. What you say?
My bad. It was all, yeah, it was all about, man. They destroyed the family. They made the woman have to be the protector and the provider in the family and all that. So it was just, it's working out how they wanted to work out, man. You can't deny the truth, man. No matter how much you want to, you can't deny it, man.
Eda, what do you think?
Yeah, bro. It's truth is truth.
It's facts, because like she's saying, and to think about how long ago that video was is still to this day relevant.
Yeah.
And people don't realize, if you look at how long and grainy and dark that video was, like I say, it's been over 20 plus years since that has been said, but it's still relevant because even to this day, you have taxation without representation. You want me to pay my taxes, but I done served my time. You still gonna yet penalize me after I done come back, and you put a stigmatism. I done served my time. I should be able to come out and work how I want to work. I done been reformed and went through the reformation that you wanted me to, but you're gonna take my money, but I can't vote for who I want to vote for. You got to be. It's a thing of, you're taking my freedom. I'm still not free. You still yet, once you go and you, especially with a felony, you still yet in bondage. You still yet in prison, but you just not behind four walls.
It is the new form. It is the new form of prison. Like,
outside the four
slavery, shall I
walls.
say. It's the new form of slavery. That's what it
I
is.
still got them shackles on.
Talk to me, Miss Shantae, before we get to our next clip.
I'm gonna share this with y'all, and then I'm gonna have to say goodnight tonight. I've got some business to take care of, but the fact that that clip is as old as it is, and yet we are still dealing with the same issues,
Even
should
worse.
bother you. The fact that the conversation, yeah, go ahead.
He told you to say that again. Say that again.
The fact that the conversation is still where it is 20 plus years later should worry you. Us. When I say you, I mean us.
Yeah. It should.
she talked about the public schools, right? And special ed. Look
It's
at the pattern, y'all.
that thing is heavy now,
In
and
so many schools, they give your kid, right? Every kid has a as a what? A number. Your student has a number. They stopped putting teachers as hall monitors and they put resource officers in your kids' schools. And the resource officers have guns.
make me go get my jacket.
See,
I,
they
I,
didn't
I
used to
am one.
have resource officers in the kids' schools. So you get identified by a number, you get monitored by an officer, and then they do things like when you have behavioral issues, we've seen it too many times. There was just a story in a school of an 8-year-old who got handcuffed. It was a special needs child who got handcuffed by the resource officer because he got upset and that officer slammed that black boy to the ground.
That's fucked up.
Damn, don't that sound like another place where they do that at?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't that sound like another institution where they do that at? Where they can put
Setting them
handcuffs
up.
on you and treat you any kind of way? This is where this is where the conversation has to shift. I don't give a shit who's president. Let's be honest. That's not what's important. You know what's important? In your respective area, who's the district attorney?
Mm.
Who's the prosecutor? Who are the judges? Who are the city clerks? Who's on the city council? Those are the things that you want to be concerned about. I don't give a shit who's president. You know why I don't give a shit who's president? Because we all know that shit is rigged. I don't care. The electoral college was set up so they can put in office who they want to put in office. So let them fucking have it. I don't care. But who is at the local level that you can actually vote out if they're not doing what the fuck they're supposed to do? This is where we get caught up. See, when our black men and our boys go to jail, they don't have a trial at the White House.
No,
They don't have a trial in Congress.
No, they don't.
They have a trial at the district court office down the street from you.
They don't see
That's
the
where your
Supreme
attention
Court.
needs to be.
Yeah, yeah. They don't see the Supreme Court.
They ain't going to the Supreme Court.
No, they see 20. They see 26 in California. Yeah,
Okay, I grew up in Detroit. They go down to 36th district. Your
Yeah.
ass is at Wayne County Jail until you can get a hearing. This is
See-
where your energy needs to be.
but see, you know what's fucked up though, and this is where I'm gonna bring it back to this parenting thing. Do you know how many kids think that it's cool to be a nigga? Do you know how many fucking kids think it's cool to be a nigga because they pick it up from their parent?
What
And
else do they
then-
have to go by?
So, because like listen, I'm hearing everything you saying, right? And you exactly right. But on the other side of that coin, living in that jungle is let me tell you, today is just Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yesterday, I get a phone call from the job. We got the walkie-talkies. They say, "Hey, check your phone." I check my phone. They say, "Hey, we got a parent talking about coming up to the school to fight a teacher." I said, "What?" Look, they didn't send the picture of the lady, everything. So that was yesterday. It was a fight yesterday too, right? Today I get there. I'm like, "Oh, today's a good day." I hear boop boop. Mobile 2. I said, "What's up?" They said, it's a young lady walking around the back of the school that just walked out the school. Could you go around and tell her to come back into the school? I pull around, I see her, but when I'm pulling around, I'm seeing other security officers outside walking, and I see somebody that has a high rank as security walking in the walking in throughout the parking lot trying to get the young lady's attention. So I pull the car up on the side, roll the window down. I said, "Hey, young lady, they want you back in the school. Could you go back in the school?" Shorty walking like she don't even hear me. Got her phone. She on the phone with somebody. I said, "Yo, Sarge, I ain't about to go chase down no young girl. I ain't gonna do that one." He said, "Don't worry about it." 2 seconds later, I find out what actually happened. Shorty then bit a teacher. Yeah, she bit a teacher. Now, I don't know how severe it was, but I do know that there were ambulance and fire departments at the school like a few minutes later. And my thought is, when did it ever become cool? Like, see, my thing was when I was a kid and I got in trouble, my first thought was, I don't want my mama to come up here. I don't want that to happen. But if I knew I was in the right, oh, I stood on that shit because I knew my mama was gonna come down and bring the law of why is you fucking with my kid? Because I've had one of them situations where the teacher was fucking with me. You understand? I had a broke leg and the motherfucker telling me stand up. I'm like, no. So my mama came to the school in my defense. But if I knew I was doing something wrong, it was something like, oh no, please, can we do something else? Can no, don't call home. Nowadays, calling home is a fight within itself. Because when you call home out of concern to say, hey, we got an issue, we're getting backlash from the parent. So if we're getting backlash from the parent, what do you think that kid is going to do the next day he comes to school? If he knows that his mama is going to back him in him doing wrong. That's a cycle.
It's a vicious one, and as a people, and again, I know that all of us don't move this way, but in general, we do see that things have changed, and this is just my opinion. And I don't even. It's not new age. It's not new age. It's laziness. I don't.
And it's
I'm
not
not. I'm not
not
gonna
big
call
mama
it
more.
new age parenting because there are a lot of parents who don't allow that. And I think what happens is when they talk about the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? The ones who act out the most get the attention because they loud.
That's
But
true.
not everybody parents that way. So I don't
I
even
agree.
deal with that whole that all that new age parent. No, it's lazy. We have gotten lazy as a people. And I'm gonna tell you, and I said it the last time I was on the show, and I say it again. When you are a parent, you don't have an option. You may think you do.
Right.
You may try to opt out, but you don't have an option not to be a parent. And that's what these
Yeah.
people think. You think because you tired, you don't have to be responsible. Because you worked a double shift and your kid got to get up and go to school, that you don't have to be responsible. Sorry to bust your fucking bubble, but you still that kid's mama and daddy.
Say that.
Okay. So we've gotten lazy. So when we get these parents that, they got the attitudes and they nasty and defensive, that actually translates into lazy parenting. That's what it translates into. Because at the end of the day, as a parent, if I'm mentally disciplined, I still have to be focused enough to say, okay, wait a minute, got an issue. I got to pull it together and figure out what's going on with my kid, as opposed to just popping off at the teacher. But again, we have a situation where there has been such a breakdown and we are moving at such a low vibration that this kind of it's almost like collectively folk kind of act out like they're toddlers, right? Remember, a toddler has a
Mhm.
tantrum, right? There's no self-control, there's no self-discipline, there's no restraint. We just kind of throw it all out there. Except now we 25 and 30 and some of us 40 and 45 years old acting a damn fool. There's no restraint. I call that lazy because it takes work to restrain yourself and to behave in a manner that is appropriate to the situation. And our kids act out what they see.
Eh,
Our kids behave based off of the example that they have, and that's positive and negative.
but see, this is the thing. This is where I can understand where Alex is coming from, right? I agree with you when you say that that's not all parenting, right? I agree with that. But the issue is when they go to school and they get amongst their peers, because we've all done this, we've all
Of course,
bucked
that's a
against the
part of growing
system.
up. Yeah.
What they tend to do is join the crowd and they have no fear of the parent. Like, I think that's what's missing in this day and time.
Yes,
And
yes and no.
in
Yes and
this
no.
day, in this day and time, you have parents. I ain't gonna say that they don't whoop their kids, but they whoop their kids for the fucking wrong reasons.
And I guess for
We
me,
got some abusive ass parents
and
parenting
that's what I'm
skills
saying.
out here.
That's what I'm saying. So when you talk about there's no fear, you got to be careful with that. I hear what you're saying, but you have to be careful because in the same way that a parent constantly evokes fear out of their kid, at some point that kid's going to become resistant to it. And then
Yeah.
you're right, they don't fear any adult because if they constantly getting their ass beaten, they constantly getting yelled at. There, what's the difference? I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't.
They
It
start to
it
build that
they
strength.
start to build. It's a balance between yes, you should not want this particular discipline. Yes, that's correct. But also, where is teaching my kid to have pride in integrity, in self-control, in knowing when to walk away, when to have a value for you know what? I could have did this, but instead I did this and I feel much better about myself. There
Well,
is another component to that that is totally missing. Totally missing.
well, today, it's funny to me. Today's punishment on a major scale is take the PlayStation or the Nintendo or whatever the fuck they got playing. That's the major punishment now. That's what I hear a lot. Take their PlayStation. No, check their ass. It's your child. Let me ask my man. What do you feel about that conversation, big man?
Man, as a single father that raised 8 kids, right? I wasn't taught how to be a parent. I didn't know how to be a parent. I had 8 kids in my house. I'm about 27. I don't know shit about being no motherfucking dad. I got 7 girls in this. They coming on their period, all this old type of shit, right? Now, I don't think it's the fact of laziness. It's just the fact that motherfuckers haven't been taught how to be a parent. You have to be taught how to be a parent. That shit don't. To be a parent, anybody can be a mama and dad. I'm talking about to be a parent. That crazy shit you got to deal with. Come on, man. One of my daughters came on their periods, jump outside crying. I don't know what the fuck to do. I can't go to her mama. Her mama dead. I ain't got no girl at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I got to figure this shit out on my own. And I feel this is just a product of your environment. We motherfuckers dropped the ball, man. On
Environment
showing.
environment does have a strong input on because that's what I'm saying. Like in the school settings, you can come from a good household and get into a setting that overpowers your good household. Because guess what? That parenting comes in different forms. We have strict parents and we have parents that are sort of cool, but they also apply
Mm-hmm.
discipline, right? They provide a positive upbringing. But when that kid goes out into the street, especially in nowadays, I work in the suburbs, and the suburbs is a hood. It's still the hood. It just ain't as hood as going to 87th and you know what I mean, and going over to CVS. It ain't like going to Inglewood, but it's still hood. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a different element
But,
from what I remember when I was in high school. When I was in high school, it was about, you might try to get somebody to do your homework or something like that, but you were in there trying to, at the most trying to get a girl. You know what I mean? It was a little gang banging in there, but you know what I mean? But it wasn't the disrespect. Even back in the day, gangbangers had respect for those that were over them.
Right, man.
I knew
But you
gangbangers
know
that
what else
was
got to put
wild
in?
as hell, but when somebody talked to them, they know how to say yes, sir, yes, ma'am, up the bam. They might get in trouble, but they were still, the control of their tongue was different. We got a generation now that don't, man. Y'all think I talk wild on the show. These kids now don't give a fuck. I'm talking about you
They
go
don't
down
have
the hallway.
filters. They don't have a filter
I'm talking about
whatsoever.
my very first day working in the school system. I was walking down the hall looking at my phone trying to read something because I'm trying to get everything together for the first day working in the school. I'm more shocked that I'm walking and I'm hearing shit. Fuck motherfucking. I'm hearing all this shit and then I look up and I'm seeing security there. I'm seeing adult teachers in the hallway and ain't nobody saying shit. And it was like it fucked me up at first. I was like, man. And I got into it with a kid. And it took an older person to sort of tell me something that I had to look at it a different way. But then I also had to look at, she old. She ain't trying to rustle and tussle with these young motherfuckers. In the school system, you got a lot of older people. And then you get the younger crowd in there that's scared to do anything with them wild boys. It's a lot of teachers that come to class and just sit in class all day. They don't say a word. They might tell them what they're supposed to do, but when it comes to teaching, they already know that the classroom will not allow them to teach it all. So they didn't gave up on teaching.
So here in North Carolina, one of my mentors that I grew up with, knowing who she was, what she was, and how she was, always being hardcore down to earth, had a student actually literally jump on her in front of other students because she was not allowing her to leave out to go to pick up her DoorDash. Now they got DoorDash. These students get. I'm like, yeah, we
Look,
couldn't even go off campus. We had to fight just to get our rights to go off campus. But she literally jumped on this lady. And she not in. My mentor is not old. She ain't old. She in her early 50s. She literally jumped on her. I mean, and literally beat her down. But my mentor held her own. Like I said, she held her own. But they
you talk
they
about
wanted to
DoorDash.
release her. I know they wanted to release her because they said, well, she should have thought differently than to put her hands back on the student. You trying to defend for your life. When this student literally stomped you, you fighting back for your own life. But the kicker of it is, her daughter was in the gymnasium where this all went down, and two other students held her daughter back so she couldn't get her mama. This is protector.
All right, well, shit, I told y'all last week my guy got fired because somebody spit on him.
Oh,
And
we got to
he snapped out. And I'm like, well, what do you do? Like, that's my
What do
first
you
thought. Like,
expect? What
I'm
do you
so glad
expect?
I
Who's
was not the
old
person that
school?
got spit on, but I'm like, what do you do?
If somebody would have spit on me, they would.
What
Oh God. Oh, I
listen,
can't.
what do you
Oh,
do when you go to a
oh.
student and say, hey, listen, you're not supposed to have on a hoodie in the gymnasium. Could you take your hoodie off? And you get into a verbal altercation and they spit, not just spit on you, but spit in your face.
Oh, see,
How do you deal with that as an adult?
somebody
Man,
gonna
you
lose their life.
up, bro.
Like, do you like, this is my question, bro. Like, if somebody spit in your face, do you think
I'm just gonna let it slide.
about your job or do you think about the altercation that just happened?
No, yes, man. Like, it's just, you're not, motherfucker just spit in your face, bro. It's like the ultimate disrespect, yo. All right, real talk, from coming where I come from, I'd rather somebody shoot me than spit on me. For real.
Spit
You can
in
say
your
that
face.
again
My
because that's a
face,
disrespect. See, there's Queen. It's a
And then y'all think
disrespect.
I'm lying. Y'all think I'm lying. It was on the news.
I done been shot 7 times, so I know what them bullets feel like. But
I'd
I'd
rather
rather
you
motherfuckers
smack
shoot me
me.
than do that
Like
shit.
you say, I don't like nobody putting their hands on me. But I, like you said, you rather be shot or smacked than somebody to spit on you or at you. Because even I've even had somebody spit at me, not and it didn't land on me, but because it was in my head, this mofo don't spit on me, and you
Y'all think
lose it.
I'm
You
lying.
snap.
I
And
know
you, I
y'all
don't,
think
I
I'm
know
lying.
you. No, we don't think you lying. We understand. But my thing of it is, spitting is the most disrespectful thing ever, and especially from way back in the day when you got spit on by a white man or white woman or anybody that's of another color, and they spit on you. That's telling you that you ain't even worth the stem on the bottom of that shoe. That's the worst thing you could ever do. Is spit on
No,
someone.
no.
That's the
See,
worst. You can smack me, you can shoot, but spitting on me is the most courageous disrespect ever that you could do.
listen, they blocked my man
Right,
face off this
Queen?
video. Hold
We
on.
don't, I don't we believe you. You ain't got it because they blocked out my mentor. And when she did, when she went, I mean, like I said, that child jumped on her. But she got the upper hand after a
Oh,
while.
there we go. There
Crazy.
we go. All right. I want y'all to watch this clip right here. Let me go ahead and delete this one right here. All
We
right.
began with that disturbing video involving a student and a security guard at a South Suburban high school.
Let's get right to Tia Ewing. She just spoke with that teen's family. Tia?
Well, I actually spoke with a teen and her mother, Scott and Dawn. What I can tell you is that we actually have 4 different cell phone videos from exactly what unfolded in the bleachers during the game. The 15-year-old told me that she actually exchanged words with that male security guard, and from there, she says punches were thrown repeatedly. Now, I got a chance to get a statement from District 205. They're telling a much different story of what happened, but it really doesn't matter in this case because as of right now, we know that security guard has been fired. It's video that we had to blur. It's gruesome. An adult male security guard punching and pulling 15-year-old student Toshia Statham down the bleachers at Thorn Ridge High School during a basketball game. The 15-year-old told me it all started over her hoodie. One security guard told her to take it off. She did, but then was told to get out.
I was like, what do I gotta leave for? So that's when they all came up to the top of the bleachers. So once they did that, he was all in my face screaming, like he was just like saying all kind of stuff.
The school sent us a statement with a different account of what happened on December 1st. A student who was attending a basketball game at Thorn Ridge High School in Dalton allegedly spat in the face of a security guard when he attempted to escort her from the gymnasium. What is your response to that?
That's definitely not true.
There's no video to show if that happened or not. The 15-year-old had to go to the hospital. Her mother, Tosha, says she had several CAT scans, and luckily, nothing major is wrong. The high school student showed me some of her other injuries, where she says the guard ripped 3 braids from the roots, leaving a bald spot.
It was like right here.
Thornton Township High School District 205 sent me a statement, and here's some of it. In response to this unacceptable behavior, the security guard reacted inappropriately, deviating from his training. The safety and well-being of students is our utmost priority, and any actions that compromise their welfare will not be tolerated. Prudential Security has taken swift action by dismissing the security guard from his position effective immediately. The freshman's mother says that punishment isn't enough.
That's not safe. I want him arrested. That's what I want.
Okay, bro. What do you think about hearing that story? You still with us? You still with us, man? Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Man, I don't know. I'll be lost for words. You know, shit is just so crazy that they're saying, like, dude, you playing videos and clips from the 60s and 70s, bro. Like, and that shit still got the nerve to be relevant now. Bro, that's like absurd, bro. Like, bro, I don't understand.
Man, listen.
I'm just thinking about a lot of.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I was not there at the scene when this happened, right? I used to be at this place like a couple months ago. I know this guy that they talking about, right? You know how they say some people are like big ass teddy bears? That was bro. Bro was real cool every day. And I'm talking about I saw him at the beginning of the day. And at the beginning of the day was where we stood and we it's so man, it's so crazy. It's like intake. We watched all the kids come in, they walk through through the metal detectors and all that stuff. We watched them all come in. He's there every day. He's never had an altercation with nobody. And listen, when they come through that door in the morning, we have an argument just saying, "Hey, take your hood off. Take your hood off." Just that's with that one statement, it can go up just by saying, "Take your hood off." Somebody can.
That all go back to
You feel what I'm saying?
well, they go all the way back.
Go ahead,
It's
bro.
the mental health issues, bro.
Listen.
Yeah, it's the mental health issue.
Listen.
I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. Pardon.
No, you good. We got people that literally just coming to work, and they having to at the beginning of the day, they dealing with because they're asked to take off a hood that they know that they're not supposed to even be wearing. Like it's already school policy not to wear a hood. Not to it's certain things that are school policy you're not supposed to do. But
you know what they right? You know what they doing that?
Go ahead.
You don't know what they doing that?
Go ahead.
Bro, them kids, right? The kids, right? Kids you talking about, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm talking about the kids.
What do kids want the most? Attention.
Attention.
Out of everything, you got to have no money, you got no money. You just right there with them, you got to give them some attention and kids. That's what they doing. They looking for attention. Now, I goes out in the street and I talk to these dudes, man. And I talk to these little girls and shit like that, man. Don't nobody ask them questions. That shit bottled up in their ass. They get all frustrated, man. It's all mental health, bro. It's all mental health, bro.
Listen, if you read in the comments right now, we got a comment from my coworker, which is my cousin. He said, "I believe the girl did spit on him and she got what she got. I know him too. And that's not his MO." When I tell you, dude is just quiet as hell. I mean, like he cool. He was when I first found out it happened, I thought it was another guy. But when I really watched the video, I'm like, yo, that's the other guy that I thought it was. I was like, oh yeah. They messed with the wrong one. But when I watched the video and saw who it was, I was like, bro ain't never done shit. Like he's so fucking cool. Like he's just the coolest nigga in the world. And I'm sitting there thinking about what can make that big nigga snap out. Spitting in his face. Spitting in his face. Especially coming from somebody that all you said to them was take your hood off, please. You can't wear your hood in here. People talk about me because I got a deep voice. He just talks soft all the time. So it's not his MO to come up and be like, yo, take your hood off. That's not even his MO. I can hear him right now in my head saying, hey, listen, can you take your hood off? You know, you can't have your hood on in the game. And I could just hear Shorty. And I swear to God, this is where we are. Where I say this all the time from the aspect of being and dealing with the school system. The school system is not schooling anymore. It has become.
It's policing. It's more policing than
I was about to say babysitting.
Nope, it's policing.
It
they
is
more or less.
Oh, there ain't no baby.
Ain't no babysitter. Shoot.
You understand what I'm saying? Like you got, like kids ain't the size the kids was when I was in school. I remember when I was in school, there was one girl named Patricia. She was so thick. She was the only thick motherfucker that was in the school. And then a couple years later, another girl came in there and she was thick. Them was the only two. And they were sort of tall and they were built. Nowadays, the niggas is 6'3". The security guard is 5'7". on the average. I done seen a couple. I done seen a couple of them that work with me, but most of us got to be like, oh, who you talking to, man? Slow that down, bro. Calm down, G. Because we can't come in with, hey, I think you're tripping. Stop acting like that, young man. That ain't gonna get you nowhere with them because they ain't hearing that they're a young man at the house. Mama ain't never called him a young man. She didn't call him a nigga. She didn't call him probably everything up under the
A
sun.
trifling ass Negro like your trifling ass daddy.
Man,
That
listen, I
we
used to
not.
hate that shit,
I'm
and
just
I'm
using
telling
the
you,
trigger word.
I
Those are
love
trigger words. Those are
I
trigger
love
words
my
for
mama.
your man.
I love my mama to life, but my mama used to say that shit. You just like, I be like, I don't even know this nigga. You just like your bro. I don't know that nigga either. So if I'm like anybody, I'm like you because you made all of it. Don't get
That's
me
just
started.
that they going back in that hurt. When you have a woman that comes back and brings those words sometimes like that, it's because they're going through that trauma again, and they don't know how to channel it properly or to turn it differently, and they put it on the person as it closest to. Like I say, I can speak from my experience of having dealing with me when my mom and I go at it because we so much alike, we butt heads. She uses those trigger words and she know that's gonna back me down. But what she don't realize is when you hit me, I step back, but I come back forceful. And that's the thing. People got to be, you got to watch how you send out trigger words because you just never know what is going to trigger and how bad it's going to trigger.
Aggression comes in many different forms. Like
Yep.
I be telling niggas, like sometimes it ain't the nigga that pop off and you that's talking the most when he get mad. It's that
The
one you gotta
quiet
sort of
one.
it's that nigga that get sort of quiet.
And you be like, what the fuck? Like, oh,
Man,
quiet.
when I
What
was
they
a,
say,
when I was a
quiet
shorty,
before the storm.
when I was a shorty, man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. When I was a shorty, my mama just I was raised from one shit like you better not get your ass whooped at school. Because if you get your ass whooped at school, you're gonna get another ass whooping when you get home. I had never been in a fight, but I was hearing this shit before my very first encounter with a nigga. When I fought, I didn't fight because I was scared of the nigga. I was more afraid of getting in the car once my mama picked me up after school and saying, dude whooped my ass. Now, guess what? I totally understand instilling in your child confidence to defend themselves. But when your child is afraid to lose a fight against another child because he's afraid to come home and deal with the consequences, that builds a certain character in that child. When that child gets a little older, that mentality still sticks with him. And I say it all the time. Black men don't talk about shit, but you got a girl. Yeah, okay. You fucking. Yeah. Outside of that, we don't talk about shit else. We might talk about sports. We might talk about some clothes. We might talk about where the next party at when we young. But we don't talk about life, girlfriends, breakups. We don't talk about none of that shit. We just carry that shit and become even more frustrated along with hearing, don't get your ass whooped out in them streets, because if you get your ass whooped out in them streets, I'm gonna whoop your ass when you come home. You don't understand how that could create a animal.
Yeah.
You create a warrior from his existence. Think about how many young kids you see that you just be like, man, this little bad motherfucker, I'd have whooped this little motherfucker ass. But he's so little. But he'll talk to you just like he's a grown motherfucking man. I know I done seen him. I done seen him. I done been on 50th and 51st in Washington Court. I done been in Algale Gardens. I done been in Jeffrey Manor. These are places I've laid my head and rested. I didn't say it on 85th and Crandon. These are parts of the city that, on the south side that I know shit can go down in. And I've seen like little motherfuckers, and I'll be like, damn, this little nigga bad. And then I look at who's raising this little motherfucker. And I'll be like, yeah, that's such and such son. Yep, that's just like his. What they used to say, you just like your mama. Shit that I used to hear that used to kill me. What you say, bro?
It all go back to who raised them, bro. Like, we so far behind, G, because the reason these kids act like this, because this shit was passed down. Ain't nobody broke that shit, bro. Ain't nobody stopped. You know what I'm saying? They just kept on passing that shit down. Like, man, you scared to get in the car. Like you said, you scared to get in the car with your mama because she gonna fuck you up if you ain't what this nigga ass. You know what I mean? And we passed that shit down. Like, I got 7 daughters. Only one of my daughters is a girly girl. The rest of them act like niggas. Because that's the only way I know how to raise you. You know what I mean? So it's like
that's a scary comment, bro. I mean, like, I'm serious. Because
yeah, like, yo, I got real life girls, man, that will get down on it. Like, bro, that's the only way I know how to raise them, bro. I'm a nigga from the street, bro. I'm a drug dealing gangbanger from the street, bro. I don't know how to raise these motherfuckers. Know how to raise. And nobody teach me. And nobody show me. My mama was too busy with that Jehovah's Witness shit, and my daddy, I don't know what the fuck he was busy with. He had something to do too. And it all go back to that, man. These motherfucking kids ain't been taught shit. And their mamas ain't been taught shit. And our mamas dropped the ball because they ain't show us either. Because ain't no way they'll be passing that shit on if they showed us the right way, man.
Listen, I want y'all to watch this clip, man. This is 3 generations of black men that 2 of them are having a major argument, and I want y'all to listen to it.
I'm tired of it. How old are you? I'm 45 years old. 45 and I'm 31. And I'm tired of seeing the older generation than me, and I am too. And we've been standing around as the older ones, taking all this bullshit. Always hoping for a kumbaya. Come here. Always standing around for a kumbaya. Ain't nobody coming to protect us. Let me tell you, we gotta start our own life. I understand. But let me tell you something right here. This 16. He's 16! And they gonna kill him next week. He's 16! What we gonna do? You tell me. What we gonna do? This ain't the...
Did y'all hear this? I'm gonna keep the clip going, but when he said he's 16, his response was, this man's response was, and they're gonna kill him next week. Listen.
This 16. He's 16! And they gonna kill him next week. He's 16! What we gonna do? You tell me. What we gonna do? This ain't the way. Cause they ready to let loose. If the United States president say, if you loot, we shoot. Do you think doing this gonna help? I know it. It's doing this gonna help. But it's time to stand up. So at this point, I'm ready to die. Let me tell you what's going on. Let me tell you something. That's the problem that we got. You see right now, it's gonna happen 10 years from now. And at 26, you're gonna be doing the same thing I'm doing. You understand that? 10 years. You're gonna be right here too. But he also got to so what I need y'all to do right now at 16 is come up with a better way. Cause how we doing it, it ain't working. He angry at 46. I'm angry at 31. You angry at 16. It's over, you understand me? It's putting yourself in harm's way is not the way. No, it's not. You and then other your counterparts the same age and that has that same power. Y'all come up with a better way. Cause we ain't doing it. And I have a 5-year-old son. And it ain't happening. I marched 4 years ago. Keep Lamont Scott did the same y'all doing. The same exact thing night after night after night. It don't matter. Come up with a better way. You understand me? You keep yourself safe.
That shit right there was powerful as hell. Because I heard all three. I heard all three of them anger. Well, I heard the two people's anger. I heard the person that was just like fuck it.
But if you look at that young man's face, you could see it's just the nerve in his jaw just jumping because he was trying to hold it back because he's like,
He wanted to
oh my
cry.
God. Yeah. It was just like he's scared. He's like, I don't know. Like I'm gonna be hardcore, but I'm scared too.
Listen, so many people.
Every nigga like that is scared, bro. Every
Every guy, whether you 41, 46, 32, 25, or 16, you got that little
Let
blood.
him finish. Let him finish right
Sorry.
there. Go ahead, bro.
Check it out. As being a man and that age and living in a world like this, gee, I'm scared every day. I had to turn. I was nothing like the way I was in the street. But I was scared to be myself. Because I be myself, they gonna know I like poetry, I like doing, you know what I'm saying, shit they consider weird. So I had to turn in I had two personas. I had Kevin, I had Charlie. And I turned into Charlie. Charlie would protect Kevin. You know what I mean? Because I was scared. I was scared. I was disappoint my mama. I ain't that nigga with my friends. Like, you know, it's just too much pressure, man. That's why we need that therapy, man. It's too much. It's entirely too much. You heard it in his voice. I ain't see the clip, but I heard it in his joint. Like, bro, I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Want to let some shit out, tell the motherfucker how I feel. I gotta keep that shit in because I don't want them to think I'm a pussy. And that fucks with a motherfucker, yo. That real life fuck with a motherfucker, man. Shorty probably got all type of shit on his motherfucking chest, B. Man, just, you know.
Man, I really want to thank you for coming through tonight, man, and joining us in the conversation tonight, man. I hope that your message reached somebody, man. This is my last question for you tonight.
What's that?
Where do you see your future going after everything that you've been through? What do you see? Like a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, where do you see your life being there?
You want me to tell you the truth, bro?
Yeah, man. We've been keeping it real since we done met, bro.
Man, I don't know. Let me tell you why I don't know, right? Because my life does not belong to me. My life is in God's hands. So I don't even know if I'm gonna be I don't even know how long I'm gonna be in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I know it's gonna be positive. You know, it's gonna be great. But I don't even know. That's how much I walk by faith, man. I don't walk by sight, but I walk by faith, man. So wherever God got me, I don't know, bro.
You know, I hear
what help people. You know, my job to help people.
I hear what you're saying, and what my hope for you is this: is that somewhere along the way, that there is something that you find, because I understand having God's plan, right? But we still gotta walk this earth. Like for me, it's this podcast. It's my release. It's something that I personally do when I'm tired or when I don't feel like it. All that I you know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that that you find something that will bring you peace on a level where you can enjoy the next season of your life. Does that make sense, bro?
Yeah, and I got that, but I don't know where, I do that. That's saving the kids. I don't have no other life. Don't nothing bring me joy but saving the kids, man. If I get to one shorty, that's what I do. So,
That
if you
might be
put it
the
like
answer.
that,
I think that's the answer.
yeah, if you put it like that, I'm gonna continue fighting for the community, fighting for our people, bro.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
you got anything to say to
And
our?
if I,
Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't see you, so I can't tell when you
oh,
what you say.
no, so I do finish this mission. You God got me on. It's gonna be solidified. I'm gonna be a helper, bro. My job is to help people, bro, and get them out of situations and talk to them and shit like that, bro, in my way. I don't have to do that, this and that, and all that old shit. You know what I mean? I don't got to talk. I talk like how I talk. I cuss. I smoke blunts. I do all that shit. But I'm speaking the word, bro. You know what I mean? So, real talk, man. I don't even know, bro. It's gonna be great, bro. I know one thing is gonna be great.
Man, man. Either you got
It'll
anything
keep
to
me
say?
going, bro.
You got anything to say to our guest, man?
I just thank Mr. Charlie for coming on and being who he is and telling his story, because you just don't know how many people this is going to touch. You don't know who needed to hear your story and who's going through what's what. And I just thank you for coming on and just being upfront, open, and honest, and just being transparent, because you don't have a whole lot of men, and especially black men, to be as transparent as you are. And I thank you for being transparent.
No problem, no problem.
And hopefully this
Thank
won't be
y'all
the
for having
last.
me.
Hopefully this won't be the last time that you come on and that you come back, and just to be able to trip out with us and just have fun, and it not be as serious as with this one over here, like he always have
No,
it.
I think
But
what
I
no,
know,
no.
I
This
know,
this
but
is
I
what I
love,
think
but
I
it
want to
needed
do.
to be done. It needed to be said, and I really enjoyed this show. This show really needed to be out there, because a lot of people don't know your story. A lot of people don't know what's really going on in their backyard, in their front yard, around the way, in their neighborhood. And sometimes people need to sit down, open their eyes, and stop turning a blind ear or a blind eye to things that's right there beside them.
Man, I'm telling y'all, if y'all missed tonight's show, y'all definitely want to go back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna edit it because it was a small portion at the beginning.
They go
But we was
Queen.
trying to get everybody on. Folks couldn't hear. He was here and all that other stuff. But we got the sound right, and we got it together. I just want to thank my guests for coming on and sharing the story. Like
Thank you.
I've been telling people all week, they've been like, "What's
Yeah.
what's the show about?" I'm like, "Listen, I can't tell you what the story is. I never tell nobody what the story is. And as much as I believe in how good this story is for the night, I can't tell you. So I appreciate everybody that did tune in and
Yeah, he
check
been
it out.
calling us all week. I was like, if you don't stop, we gonna be there. It's okay. We got your back. That was the funny part. He was like, I need y'all to be there. I need you this. I was like, we got you, boo. We got you.
Yeah. You know.
We won't
Hey,
let
could excuse me, I didn't mean to cut y'all off. Could I got my little organization that's coming soon. I want to put a little thing out there.
Tell us all about it, brother. I've been waiting to hear that. I've been waiting to hear that. Go ahead, tell us all about it.
It's called Support the Brand, Save the Baby. And me and my brother, we came up with that about the next day after my son got killed, right?
Support the
So
brand. Say the name again.
Support the Brand and Save the Baby.
Support the brand.
STB.
Save the babies.
Yeah, so it's like it got to do with mentoring, and we just trying to show them a different way. Like, dude, we was outside like y'all doing that same stupid shit y'all doing, bro. But we, what I'm saying? Because we trying to do that. We trying to open up schools and all that shit, and man, I just want people to like, it's coming. We finna put the stamps on and get it concrete next year. So first of the year. So I just want people to be looking out for that. We're gonna have merchandise, all that. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good for the community, man. We're gonna try to make something big happen for all us black folks all across the world, man. Especially here in the United States, man. We the fight is too hard, man. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do it together, man. So, you know, support the brand. We support any type of brand you got. If you got a clothing line, you got a cleaning business, anything. Like, go to my page. I promise you, anybody trying to be, you know, that's doing something positive on the black community and all that, I got you. You can come to my page. Mostly I work on Facebook. So you can come on my Facebook page. It's Charlie Biggs. I will accept you. I will put your shit out there because I know some people that know some people. So I probably might be able to help you. So come on.
Charlie, I'm gonna tell you something right now, nigga. I've been waiting on you to accept my friendship for goddamn you cat on the show quick and you ain't accepted my friendship yet, nigga. So if I know by tomorrow morning when I wake up and see the sunshine, I'm gonna be like, Charlie Briggs is my motherfucking friend on Facebook. Hallelujah. I felt Jesus in that moment.
No, man. Yeah. You know I got you, bro.
That's what it is, bro. Hey, listen. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking in a couple, I think in 3 months, man, I'm gonna hit you up. I think that's what I'm gonna do throughout the year 2024. Every 3 months, I'm gonna hit you up and check in on you, bro. You down with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I'm there, bro. I got a lot of shit to say, bro. 3 months seems kind of long. I got a lot of shit to say.
Oh, well, listen here, bro. Listen, this is what I'm gonna tell you. Me and you gonna have a conversation. I've been looking for another male to come on the show and support me and help me out with these devilish women that I gotta argue with every day. You know,
oh yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
you
do that.
might be the one to come on in here and we're gonna figure out that we're gonna figure everything out. We're gonna figure out your phone and try to, because this is the thing, man. He would have been on the camera tonight, but it was an issue with the camera, right? So we're gonna fix that thing, or if we don't fix that, he gonna call in. Like, listen, I got you, bro. Send me the request, bro, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about this thing. But I'm
all right, man. God bless y'all.
Hey, man.
God bless y'all and thank y'all for listening.
That's what's up. Eda, you ready to get into some foolishness for the last like 15 minutes of the show?
I'm ready to go home.
I know you're ready to go, but no,
messing.
I feel like this.
I'm just messing.
I feel like
Oh,
folks
Lord.
tune in to me because they
Y'all
know I'm
help
gonna drop some bullshit on their ass.
Y'all
for the
help
show
me.
time.
Y'all
Yeah,
love
man.
me.
I
Stop
want
the
y'all to watch
freaking
this little clip of this little young. Listen, I ain't gonna even front. I ain't calling nobody no heifer all day. I want y'all to watch this little young heifer. She hurt my feelings when I watched her talk to this black man. Watch this little clip right here, man. Tell me what y'all think about this.
You putting me out because I don't want to wear this cheap ring.
Yeah, bro.
That your own mama wouldn't wear.
Well, you know what I had to do?
Wear,
for this
show the ring.
Like, you know,
show the ring.
Like, bro,
show the ring. No, because, like, come on now.
Man, you can get out, bro.
That's
like, straight up, bro. That's disrespectful, bro. Like,
would you want your daughter to wear a ring like that? Would you want your daughter to wear a ring like that?
You love to hide me?
Baby.
You so ungrateful.
I'm ungrateful.
Like, man.
You ungrateful because you know the type of men I mess with. You know the type of men I talk to.
You know what type of guy I was.
Next level. Next level. Like, come on, serious. I seriously humbled myself when I met you. I humbled myself when I met you.
It don't even matter, bro.
And you tripping about this little bitty?
I'm gonna get my money back for the ring, bro.
Come on now, y'all.
Like, I'm gonna get my money.
For real? No.
I'm gonna get my money back. Like, you can go.
You're mad.
You don't even know you left it.
I know I left it.
Okay, it's cool, though.
Oh, I know I left it.
Man, we just going our separate way. We ain't even gotta do this.
Come on now, you want me to be clown? All my friends got these fat rocks, these big rocks.
Then you laugh. That's all you do, bro. You a social media person. Look at you. Come on, man, you putting people down.
Why would you even want me to walk around with that little bitty ring? That's a reflection of you.
It's cool, though.
You want people to know we broke?
Man, it's cool, yo.
You want people to know we ain't got it?
I ain't broke. I'm
it's
cool.
given we ain't got it.
I'm cool. I'm decent. I ain't worried about nothing.
Them
I ain't got to take nobody. I'm cool. Hey, how would you know? How you know?
How would I? I don't know if they real or not. I just know it's not cute.
You weird. I ain't go. We ain't even gotta do this no more.
I mean, I really could be doing better. I really could be doing better. Big mad.
You lame.
Big mad.
You lame for that.
Look at him.
That's lame. That's over lame, bro. Just go on.
No, what's lame is that little bitty ring. You ought to be grateful.
It don't matter. We ain't gotta do this no more.
You ought to be grateful.
I find somebody else. I go do this.
Upgrade it. Upgrade it.
It's cool.
Upgrade it and I'll wear it. If you want me to wear it. You really love me, and I get it. You want me to wear the ring, but it needs to be a bigger ring.
I ain't doing it no more. You ungrateful. Man, you know what I mean? Women are kill that.
Nobody will kill to have that little bitty ring.
Just go ahead.
Nobody is killing for that little bitty ring.
Go find somebody else.
Who's killing for that little bitty ring? You don't have to die. It's not a blood diamond. It's not a blood diamond. Not giving love.
Take everything with you. Please get out.
You crazy if you think I'm leaving.
Please get out. What you here for? What you here for? This ain't going nowhere. What you still here? What you still here for?
Because I live here.
No, I want you to go.
Because I live here.
I want you to go.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not. Come on, bro. I ain't got time for this.
Over a ring?
I don't got time for this. I don't got time for this. Just go.
If it's
Please
real,
get
the
out.
ring don't even matter. That's how you know it's not even real.
Why take it?
It can't be real. It can't be real.
Just go.
Because you gave it to me.
Go
Be
find
happy.
somebody else, man. Go find somebody else. Please.
I didn't have to marry you. You don't need other options like that.
You right.
Do
Go
you
take
know?
what they, you already
Do you
know what
see
they want.
me?
They don't want nothing.
Do
They
you
don't
see
want nothing
me?
from you. They just want to clap and go about their business. Come on, man. You better be lucky I took you in. You just go. Just get out, bro. Just get out.
Baby.
Let's get out, bro.
That
Let
little
Live
ring.
know that. Let Live know I took you in. You ain't know nothing.
And now you
go ahead, bro.
man of the
I don't
year.
need you. I'm
Husband
straight.
of the year.
You don't need me. I don't need you. Just be cool. Just
Husband
go
of
ahead.
the year.
Just go on, bro. Just go on.
Lady.
Okay, now, Ida,
Russell,
you represent the female race.
I don't represent shit. I
Yes, you do,
represent
because you got a coochie. I'm about to go in. Come on, now you got to. You know what we about to do. You know my mindset. You got to explain to me. Okay, first question. Does the size of the ring matter to you?
No, it does not.
Why not?
Because my thing of it is you don't know what the logistics behind of why he bought the ring the way it is and what's what. My thing is when it comes to a ring, it ain't always about the ring. Sometimes the ring sometimes is a test with certain people. And people miss that. And like the thing of it is, it's like, okay, here we go. Oh, see, I'm like with Queen Sack Chaser. Because my thing of it is, it's not about what's in your what's on my hand. As long as I got a commitment with you, hell, you could have got me a Cracker Jack ring for all I give a damn.
Yeah, you so politically correct, man. Come on with that bullshit.
Okay,
Come on, talk to me.
okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me finish
I
because
wanna
this
hear
is
him
me.
finish.
I'm not speaking for the woman race. I'm speaking for who I am and what I represent. I don't represent that chick that was just on there. That ain't me. That ain't how I was raised. My thing ain't all about materialistic things. I wasn't raised on materialistic things. I was raised on principle. And it's about principle. Like they say, if you can't go through my struggle, ain't no need of you being there when I go through my reward. You don't know what that young man is going through. You don't know what that young man is getting ready to be and who he is going to become. And it could be very well that thing that she did because she made such a big whoop to whoa about this damn ring, about saying upgrade my ring. That could have been very well a test to say, this is somebody you don't need to take on with you. You can't take them with you. But like my thing is, I have a integrity. I'm integrity. I have things about me who I have to uphold because later on it could be just like I say. It could be I can have a half a carrot or a fourth of a carrot. That's fine as long as I got that commitment. That's between you and I. That ain't. But I ain't worried about the world who sees it. If you heard, well, my friends got this, my friends got that, but you don't know what drama or what different difficult things that your friend is going through because she got that 2 carat. He could be beating her ass every day, all night long. But
Okay,
guess
so
what?
there. Whoa.
But I'm just. But you got to
Whoa,
look.
no. Whoa.
No, let me
No,
finish.
because you know how I feel about that.
I heard what you said, but let me finish.
No. Wait a minute.
Let
One
me-
second,
we
baby
go.
girl. I'll let you finish, but I gotta say one thing. You know how I feel about when we watch a clip and then you
I'm not
add.
talking about that.
Okay,
I
all
heard
right,
what you said, but let me finish.
all right, then please
You
do.
asked my opinion.
Okay,
This is
well,
Eda.
ain't nobody whipping no ass though. I'm trying to figure out how ass whipping came into this.
I'm using that as an example when she
That's
said,
what I'm
well, my
saying. Your
friend,
example going far away from what the clip is. That's
oh,
all I'm
Russell,
saying, baby.
hush it.
Come on,
But see,
talk to me.
it still ties in with her being, like you say, she being all about the social media thing. When she said, my friend, he said, that's when he said, you all on social media. You don't know what's going on. What people put out there is what you see. You don't know what's going on anywhere else. I don't need a big ring. I'm me. I'm not materialistic. Like we said, hell, we got people that made rings out of like, what would you say, little tie rings, and you go on from that. People look at things differently. People have different values, which is where their issue lies. They lie in the materialistic things of the world. And sometimes the materialistic things of the world is the thing that destroy you.
Okay. Now,
You from North Carolina?
All the way live, baby.
But you from North? Okay, now, all right, I understand that.
No. What? Come on, child. Come on, Miss. How you know I'm from North Carolina, Mr. Child?
Cause you nothing like a girl from up north. Like
that's
nothing.
what I said
like,
when I went down there before. That's what I was like. This shit is different.
Girls up north do not tough like that. Like no. So you are definitely a part of the
country queen. I'm a country queen. I'm gonna tell you now. It's just like they say, when you got to get in the nitty and the gritty out in the trenches with your man, you get down in the nitty gritty in the trenches with your man.
See. Let me.
I love you, Russell.
I got you, baby. I love you.
Uh-oh. Queen said, watch your mouth, Russell.
Fuck that. This is what I'm about to say right now. This is my issue.
Oh, Lord.
This man is good enough for you to live in his house and for him to, because I did, like, I listened to the clip. He said, well, you ain't got no problem with living up in this motherfucker. Like, so I could take care of your ass. You can live here. I can buy you a ring, but then you can turn around and talk to me about how big the ring is because of your friends and what your friends gonna think about the ring. Well, let your friends take care of your black rat ass. That's how I feel about that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how I feel about that. But mine come out a little bit different. Mine sounds a little bit more manly. Like, take your rat ass on.
But you asked what I
Well, I'm talking about what I feel right now. I'm talking about what I feel. Take your rat ass on. Because guess what?
But the majority of the females out here think like that, bro. They think about how big the ring is. I'm telling you, I'm talking about grown women, 40, 50 years old. Like I got to have 3 kids. These, man, because I got 95% women on my page, right? So I'm dealing with women all the time. It ain't something like this, bro.
Listen.
Like, you can't come to me with a little ass ring and all that. Like, what?
But see, this is the
what if that's all he get?
Right. And see, like I said, so this is what the issue of it is too, that I have. Where you have women that want to spend all this money on weddings, all this money on this and that, but to impress those people. But where them people at where you need your light bill paid? My thing was, you can take me to the Just a Piece. Hell, we can have a cookout in the backyard for all I give a damn. And look at what we building. We building a house, we building an empire. And see, well, that's what people is. When it comes to having those issues, that's where people misconstrue everything.
Let me get back on some nigga shit. Let me get back on some nigga shit.
Can we get off this nigga? I'm ready to go home.
No, that was some nigga shit right there. Let me tell you something.
No.
I just thought about this, right?
Y'all don't love me.
I done came in to buy you a ring and propose to you. And the first thing that you can think to do is to grab your phone and to try to treat me. Because I tried to propose to you. That bitch ain't shit. If you think about the premise of what I just said, my man proposed to her. He said, hey, I love you. I want to buy you a ring. Let's get married. Blase Skip, you already living with me anyway. I'm already doing all this other shit. Come on, let's get married. And your first thought is, wait a minute, let me grab my phone.
Queen.
And go live and tell this nigga, no, nigga, this ring ain't big enough. That's a young brother. And that might be the first woman that he's ever had the feeling to ask to marry him. What do you think that young man's thought process is going to be about love and shit after that? And I'm telling you that from a personal experience. I have been fucked up from a young age and did not realize I was fucked up until I sat down and wrote the shit down. I told y'all about that last week. I wrote the shit down and I couldn't even read number 8, number 9, and number 10 because I was like, that's too goddamn personal to read to the fucking world. But god damn it, that was only my top 10 of shit that I was willing to
share.
It was so much shit that I didn't add to the list that could have been, that would have blew that top 10 out the fucking water. Because I'm a male And I'm
Mhm.
raised with that what happens in this house stays in this house. Because I was
Mhm.
raised with that mentality. I'm walking around here
Mhm.
fucked up. Walking around here fucked up. Now, I ain't never had no woman tell me she wasn't gonna marry me because I bought her a ring. But I'm just imagining what the fuck was that man really like? Not what he was saying on camera, but what was that man feeling? Because I'd be the first person to admit that sometimes we say some things that we don't feel. Sometimes we do some things that we don't naturally feel. That man was
Whole
in a
wholeheartedly.
that's like being in a state of shock. I asked you to marry me. So you think about it. When a nigga asks you to marry him, he thinks you're gonna say yeah. That's why he asked you.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even go through the process to go buy the ring, no matter how much it cost. Let's get that out the way. No matter how much it costs,
Facts.
no man is going to buy a ring without the intentions of having a happy outcome.
Right.
And you walk into that shit. You walk into somebody that don't, and then once you say fuck it, if that's how you feel, just go ahead and leave. They say, I ain't going no goddamn where.
She did.
I ain't
She
going
did say
nowhere,
that.
nigga. I'm gonna stay right here. Fuck your proposal. Fuck your proposal. And I ain't going nowhere. And I'm gonna put you on blast. Let's just put all this shit together in your head in 1 second. And I'm gonna put you on blast right now on social media. Think about that shit. She never once turned that camera around on her and said, hey, y'all, see me? No, it was all about putting him on blast.
Hey, is that a video, God?
Yeah. Once you get through tonight, that link I sent you in the show, I mean in your inbox, you can watch the whole show. You'll see everything. But
Yeah, I'm with you, Yolanda. Yeah, Yolanda. Yeah, I'm with you, Yolanda, on
what's
that
she say?
one. I
What's she
mean,
say?
she says now from a true go-getter, let's get this paper LLC, build that empire. Motherfuck that ring. We gonna get this bread and fuck on balconies across the world. That ring don't mean shit.
Listen,
He dodged the bullet.
listen. Go ahead.
But also in that dodging that bullet too, it also caused him to get what we call that scar, that internal traumatic scar, to where he's going to be on guard at all times. Is this next woman that the one that it could be that woman that's gonna treat him like the king that he is? Don't have to worry about now. Gonna buy whatever he need, and he ain't got to lift a finger. But he's gonna always have that little doubt in the back of his mind that says, "Is she gonna do me like the last one?
Listen,
Is she gonna do me like Keisha did
I
me?
done been
Is
there.
she gonna treat me and walk over me like Lisa
I
did
done
me?"
been there.
And that's the issue right there. Is you got these dumb ass women. Excuse me, hold on. Can I use your word tonight,
These
Russell?
bitches.
Thank you. We got these bitches that's acting like this, that looks at social media and looks at love and hip hop and all this, that think that everything they see on reality TV is real. That's not real life. That's for the cameras. That's all in what you think they putting on the show. That's lights. That's that glamour, that smoking mirrors, and that's what gets you killed
And I want to make a
sometimes.
disclaimer
That's
out
what
there in case you're
real
watching
life.
this for the first time and just heard me drop the word bitches. Understand this. Niggas is bitches too. Trust me. I call a bitch a
Yep,
bitch. I don't have any discrepancy about who I call a
he
bitch. So
doesn't.
don't come in
He
here talking
doesn't.
about I'm on no male chauvinist shit. And I'm no. There are niggas that are bitches too. Yeah.
Yeah, it
They
is.
full bitches.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But my thing of it is, I look at people and I look at how the women do these men, and it's just like, wow, like me as a woman, and I can say this, I have to do triage. You have to triage the men you come that come in your life that you feel like you're not trying to do triage because that's what you want to do. Sometimes you have to be a triage nurse for a new mate that you never knew the traumatic experience that he went through.
Well,
You have to help heal those wounds, because he thought his wounds were healed, but in actuality something triggered it and opened that wound back up, and then here it is, he's hemorrhaging, and you're having to help him.
well, yeah.
So for those women that's out there, don't look at your circumstances of what's going on, because it doesn't mean that your circumstance will last like it is. You can be right now, you can be in a 1-bedroom apartment for those 2 years to get y'all and build y'all shit up. But then the next thing you know, you can always be blessed. God will bless you with that 6-bedroom mansion or bigger. I've seen it. I've seen it where it goes from the poor house to the courthouse. I've seen
Okay,
it.
listen. I think what she's saying is fuck them bitches. I think that she gave all that conversation for fuck them bitches.
Russell, screw you.
Yeah.
No, I stopped because I was getting ready to go
But
on a
you the one
tangent,
that
but I
told
had
me
to
you was already on the tantrum, nigga. That's why I just said fuck them bitches. I just,
Yep,
you know.
Russell. That's why I said, could I use your word?
Bro, do you agree with me? Fuck them bitches.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So you know, hey, bro, I want to thank you for the night. I want to give you a good round of applause. Everybody gonna give it up for my nigga for coming through tonight. And I'm gonna talk to him about coming back next week and talking a little bit more shit with me next week.
Yes,
Because
Queen. Safe
you know,
space.
I've been good for the last 2 weeks. I've been talking about the black community, but next week I think I'm gonna be I'm on my bullshit. That's why I played that clip right there because I'm ready. I'm back on my bullshit. I'm back on my bullshit.
This is why I'm gonna run away.
You ain't going no
I'm just gonna run
goddamn
away.
well, nigga.
I'm
I
running
done had
away.
enough motherfuckers leave me. You ain't going no goddamn way. I'm gonna kill your ass in the middle yeah. And your mama's my woman, so don't make me call my woman and check the fuck out you.
Okay.
All right. That's what's going on. Hey y'all, we'll see y'all niggas next week. Y'all stay out of trouble. Y'all remember that y'all black. Y'all remember all that good shit. And y'all check me out Thursday. I'm gonna be on here Thursday. I might be by myself Thursday. I'm gonna need all y'all support, man. I'm gonna need y'all support. Throw your girdles on. You know, matter of fact, take your girdles off, take your bras off. We're gonna get relationship ready in this motherfucker. You heard me? Yeah. Yeah. Take it.